Irene.
Okay. Our mission. Helping Parents Heal is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by Helping Parents Heal leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Irene. And just a reminder, because a lot of people came in after, please make sure that your screens are on, and please make sure that your iPhone or your computer or whatever you're using is named so that we can call on you. And I'm going to go ahead and read Pauline's very short bio. She has just a very short one, so it won't take very long. Pauline has been touched with the gift of clairvoyance since the age of 12 years. Her psychic abilities have developed further over the years, and she now works as an international clairvoyant and medium. She travels across Great Britain and Europe, giving private readings and spiritual healing. Her work also involves offering spiritual teaching. Her greatest pleasure is witnessing the joy on people's faces after offering guidance and delivering messages from their loved ones in spirit to help people on their journeys through life. And without further ado, please join me in welcoming Pauline Mason. Welcome, Pauline.
Thank you. Thank you. It's lovely to be with you again, and let's get as many children, young people, going into older age, whatever, reconnected with their loved ones. I've already got a list because they tend to come in way before I start work. Now, I need somebody that would understand the name of Ryan, and he's quite a happy youngster. He shows me himself, and I feel as his teeth started to come through. I don't know if he had to wear a brace on them or something to straighten them down, but that was the first thing he showed me, these large teeth. I feel his hair was a brown in colour. He's really very, very excited. He also shows me there's a birthday or a celebration around this date where we are now. Now, can anybody understand any of this that I've said here now?
We have Julie. Did you saying that my son was Ryan? However, he was not a young child when he passed.
He showed himself to me as a youngster. He didn't say he passed at that age, but can she confirm that he had a problem when his main front teeth grew down? That was the main thing he wanted to tell me.
Okay. Julie, can you answer that question in the chat? She said, no, that doesn't resonate with her.
Okay. Does anybody understand this? If his name wasn't Ryan, I need a link to that name. Somebody in the family would be called Ryan. Now, Julie's saying he did have a brace as a youngster. Okay. Does she understand everything that I've said when he was a youngster?
Do you want to speak to her quickly? Pauline, to see, or?
Yeah, there seems to be quite a few that can understand it, but I need a link to that name of Ryan. If it isn't his name, then there would be a Ryan in the family. I've lost volume. Why have I lost the volume? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
All
you.
right.
Elizabeth, you there?
Yes. Julie's son was Ryan as well, or is Ryan, and also he did have braces. So that name Ryan does resonate, but he was older. That's what she was saying.
That's okay. This is the confirmation that he gave me as he was growing up. He had a bicycle. He was very active. I feel he was quite a skinny kid. And then he grew into what I see now as quite an attractive looking young man. Now, was there ever a uniform around him? Did he join anything that would have given him a uniform to put on?
No.
Okay. It almost looks like a camouflage outfit, something like that. Or did he wear anything like that?
So Amy is saying me. Let me see what she's saying.
She said she almost named him Ryan, and he had a feud, Ryan? I don't know what that means.
I think that there was some issue with Ryan. My son wore safety clothes, me friend. Okay. So Amy, do the teeth issues, the braces and everything resonate with you as well, as
Okay.
well as the, let's see, I'm just looking back here to try to make sure that we have. So hair is brown, birthday celebration right now as well. Those
Good.
are other things that we're looking for.
Yeah.
So Amy's saying yes. Should we try Amy Sanders
Yes,
maybe?
please. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I've asked her to unmute.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, getting out of the conversation. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly, but I almost named him Ryan. He had a good friend named Ryan. He had braces as a teen. He always comes through younger. Then as an adult, he had continuing issues with his teeth that we didn't anticipate, and he had to get Invisalign again. His uniform would have been a sports uniform of football, but he did have like a camouflage stuff too.
He
So
did
I don't
have
know.
camouflage stuff too. That's fine. And was he quite lean?
He was lean when he was young, yes.
Yep, right. Because he showed me himself quite lean. And as he got into adult life, he uses a very English term to me, wayward. Did he become quite wayward? What do I mean by that? Do you understand wayward?
Yes.
Okay. A bit rebellious, but he had a heart of gold, is what I want to say about him. He had an absolute heart of gold. And he doesn't say exactly how he passed, but he said it was quick.
Yes.
But he doesn't want to talk about that. He wants to come today. And there is a celebration today, or anniversary or something today.
It's coming up, his year.
Coming up, okay.
It's not a celebration, it's his year anniversary.
Right, okay. He wants to say that, and is there an older member of the family at the moment that's not too well?
His dad has some issues.
Right, okay. And has there been tests and it's not conclusive at the moment?
Possibly. We're divorced, so.
Okay, that's fine. So that's all fitting in here. And he comes in here today to bring upliftment to you particularly. And to say thank you for your patience, your understanding of the difficult times that he put you through in his growing up. You understand that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. He feels very loving, because he's wanting to get hold of you. He's wanting to touch your hair and to be around you. But I know that he comes around you quite often.
I think so.
And you might feel it as a cold draft or as a change of energies. But he says he tries his best, and he keeps putting a hat on and off. So I know there would have been a hat that he would have liked to wear as well.
Yes.
He tells me he was quite bright, quite clever, but he never used it to its best, his full potential. And he's here to rekindle the family, to bring the family closer together, because he said it's fragmenting.
So maybe maybe somewhat it had been. I think it's getting better.
It's getting better now. That's good. But he said to take care of you, make sure you take care of yourself, because you're one of the mainstays of the family, and that's what he wants to say to you. And I know that there's a picture that you look at and kiss this picture. And he comes with so much love that I just need to give that to you, and bless you, and thank you so much for working with me.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, so next, I had a girl just come and talk to me, and she tells me it almost feels as if she was abducted or taken. I don't feel she was very old, but she just steps into the energy, and she's got her night clothes on here as she's talking to me. Does anybody understand this little girl?
Nothing yet.
Right, let's go on a bit further with it. I don't know if she wandered out of the house and was snatched, or whatever happened, but she's definitely stood, and she's fair-haired, and she's quite angelic looking as she stands here looking at me. And I feel she must have wandered out of her home. Somehow she wandered out, and this is what happened. She was taken. Nobody understands this little one. Right.
No.
Okay, I'm going to move on from it. If anybody realizes after we've moved on a few times, then please come back to me. Please come back to me on it. The next energy I had was a guy come in, and he was a soldier, or would have done some training or gone to camps or something like that, and he was involved in an accident which was a fatality for him. I feel he skylarked about a lot. I feel he liked to climb. I feel he liked the outdoor life. But he comes forward and he said straight away he was a soldier. So we've got somebody here, Navy. What's that one there? It's gone.
Motorcycle accident, rock climber.
And was he in any way linked to being a soldier or connected to?
Yeah, Navy.
Well, the Navy is a branch of the
Navy,
service.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Is that the only one? Shall I work with this lady?
Yeah. So far, right, Elizabeth?
Yeah, there are other people with sons in the army, but this one is with an accident. Let's see, involved in an accident. Yes.
I've asked her to unmute.
Hi.
Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Hi, Tina. Can I speak with you?
Yes, please.
So he showed himself just in sort of like a uniform, but he told me that he had an accident which was a fatality, and it was almost wrong place, wrong time. He's saying.
Yes, he was on a motorcycle and going up for he was evacuated from the lightning complex fire and was going home to see if his house was still there when they lifted the evacuation, and everybody was on the same road.
Okay, and he's very he's got a lovely smiley face, and I feel that he would have reached out to help many people. That's the kind of energy that he's got.
Many people.
And he comes forward. And did he actually carry anybody out of a fire? Because I see him with somebody over his shoulder.
I don't know. He was a prison guard in Iraq. And there were a lot of fires in the complex, but I'm not sure about that.
That you can't confirm, but I just see that. And he tells me he saw some tragic things, and it made him really evaluate his own life. And it almost like made him, I don't want to say a better person, because he was already a good person, but he had to be tough to do the job he was doing.
Absolutely, yes.
And there would have been a medal awarded here.
Yes, ma'am.
We call that a posthumously awarded. And I know that would have happened. And he just smiles, and I feel there were so many people that he was friends with, because there's like a huge gathering of energy as I start to bring him closer. Can I ask you, did he like the film Top Gun? Because he keeps showing me the jets going over.
He did. He wanted to be a Navy pilot.
He keeps showing me the Top Gun, and he said I could do anything. He felt he could do anything, and anything he put his hand to, he was successful with. He was successful, but he also talks about a broken romance which really rocked him.
Yes, ma'am.
But he's here today to bring comfort to you, because I feel you really do need to feel him here with you. And we talk about astral projection, where they can actually project themselves in, and I feel you've actually experienced this.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the time you can actually get hold of them, kiss them, talk to them, and that's the closest you're ever going to get to actually having them in your life again. And he says he tries many times, but he says the tears you've cried, he said it's time to stop the tears and smile and remember him for what he had, what he did, and what he's capable of doing now. And I feel in the home he moves stuff, he knocks stuff, he puts the radio on, the lights flash, he's capable of doing all of that.
Yeah, my TV comes on, and I get text messages on my truck.
Yeah. So is there a younger male of the family? He wants to talk about a younger male in the family.
He has a younger brother.
Right. Okay. And that younger brother, there was a period of time the brother went into almost like a silent place, that he didn't want to talk, he didn't want to accept that he'd lost this brother, but he says that he goes to see him, and he's almost certain that the youngster is aware he's there. And Christmas time was really special, because he's just now brought me a Christmas tree in, fully decked, and that would have been interesting. And I feel that when he did come home, he could eat a horse. He said he would eat. We would say eat for England, but I'm going to have to say eat for the States, because that's what he's wanting to say. And he blows a kiss to you, and I see something folded up on top of his coffin. Was this a uniform, a flag? What was on the top of the coffin?
I have a flag, but he was cremated.
Would you not still have a coffin that something would have been on the top of it?
No, ma'am.
You don't? Okay, in England we do, and that's what he's showing me. So it's the flag I need to get to. I'm almost sure it's the flag, and the memories, the love, the laughter. Always remember that. He must have loved animals, because he's given me a kitten, a tiny little kitten, put it into my hand. So
we have a little cat, and I have his dog. He
okay.
loves animals.
He must have he must have loved animals. But this dog, do you see that dog turn and look, and there's nothing there?
My cat does that all the time. She stares up in the corner of my room.
Well, he's definitely there, and that's what he wants to say to you. But he's very proud, he's very honoured to be here tonight, and it's a great honour for me to connect you back to him. So I'm going to leave that love with you. He just shows me a ring on his finger. Was that a special ring?
He had a engagement ring. for he and his girlfriend, and I wear it.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's lovely. I'm going to leave that wonderful love with you. Bless you, and thank you very much for having my lovely man soldier, the Top Gun.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for working with me. Okay, I have a female coming in here. She could sing, lots of fun. I want a sudden passing with her. She liked to dance. Very, very pretty girl. And I feel she flicked her hair a lot. She flicked her hair a lot. But it's the singing I'm listening to, and a beautiful voice, a beautiful voice. But this was a very sudden passing. Right, so we have pretty girls singing. Yeah, somebody just put something in the chat box there.
That's me. Okay. Oh, my daughter sang. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Her daughter, Tracy's daughter, was a performing arts student.
Okay. That might be.
Right, okay. So I need to make sure they understand that she could sing and she was a lot of fun, and this sudden passing, but very, very pretty. I feel she had long legs because she just showed herself in a very short type of a skirt, and she's got these beautiful long legs.
Okay. So we have a few, right, Elizabeth? Kelly, Rosie, Maureen.
Okay. Let's see. My daughter joked a lot. Love to dye her hair. Okay. Maybe Audrey. Yes, to also. Okay. Okay. Boy, we do have a lot.
Right, let me just go back into it and see what else she wants to say. She talks really quickly, and I feel from the minute she got her feet on the ground out of bed, she was off, and her room would have been in England we say a bit of a pigsty, because she would have thrown clothes and I'll do it later, and shoes. She had a fascination of shoes. I want my nails done, and I'm a real girly girl, and I feel she was very, very popular as well.
Okay, so, oh goodness, lots of people who are identifying with this. Okay.
Right. I'm seeing fair hair. I'm definitely seeing fair hair, but I do feel that she may have lightened it or done something to it. But she flicked her hair a lot. And she's just very, very beautiful. And to put an age on her, I would want her to be, because youngsters today look a lot older than they are, but I'd want her to be late teens, something like that. Still needed to be under her mother's guidance.
Okay. So fair-haired, flicked her hair a lot, long legs. Don't forget the long legs. And then talented singer, very beautiful, very outgoing, and kind of messy in their room. So does that sound familiar to anyone with all of those things? So in the performing arts, I have a lot of, and then also,
Did Tracy write in how old her daughter was since she was in performing arts school? Oh.
did Tracy's daughter have long legs? I guess that's another important thing here.
She was 18. Tracy said she was 18.
Okay, Tracy, does she have long legs and fair hair? Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's so hard to try to follow these.
Well, yeah, Tracy said yes, long legs, dark hair with highlights. She would add highlights.
Oh, okay. Does that sound like it would work with highlights? Or
I'm seeing more fair hair, like you really, Elizabeth, that type.
okay. Let's see. I'm just looking to see if there's anybody else here. So what we're looking for is long legs, fair hair, performing arts, late teens, still in the family, as well as messy room, as well as very outgoing, very talented singer. All of those things, if they fit for you, please let us know. If you could just put something into the chat box right now, that would be wonderful. If you feel.
And I feel as a youngster, she was a bit like a little Shirley Temple. I feel it, even at a young age, she would have pretended to have a microphone and sing and dance. She had no inhibitions. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so David is saying Audrey has long legs. I'm just wondering, he's saying yes to everything else. 17 years old. 17 sounds good. Should we go with David then?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Irene, could you unmute David so that he can?
Yes, I've asked them to unmute.
Okay.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Irene.
So thank you for coming to talk to me. You understand everything I've said. And as a little girl, would she have been like a little Shirley Temple?
Yes, she was in acting classes and loved it, and always yes, that definitely does.
As a very young girl as well, like 4
Yes.
or 5, no inhibitions, because that's what she's actually showing me, Shirley Temple. But she's so excited to be here. She's really excited, and she actually brings with her a birthday cake. So there has to be a celebration within your family or closely around you.
Don't know yet.
Okay, and she could sing, but this was a sudden passing.
Yes.
A very sudden passing. She's not going into details of that, but she had her whole life in front of her, and not only was she beautiful, she was clever.
Oh, yes.
She was clever, and I feel that she wanted to make her life an acting career or a career of the stage.
Not sure. Very changeable.
Okay. Is this your daughter?
Yes.
Right. Now, did you try and guide her not to want to be doing all this, more to study and to get on further in life?
No, not really, but she did feel that she looked at those options, but yes, it was changeable.
Okay. She's just saying, you know, you mustn't have regrets, and I feel there's something there that you regretted, something that you feel you can't put right. But she said there's nothing to worry about. And you need to understand that, she said. There's nothing to worry about at all. She's quite happy. And you know that they go on to live a different life, that they don't have this body that we have. They're just energy. But she's like a firefly. She's all over the place and so excited. But I do want a messy room in her younger days. Oh, yeah. Very messy room, and I feel she would eat on the hoof, as we call it in England, sort of like grab a piece of cake. Yeah, I'm off now, bye, and she'd be gone.
Yes.
Well, she's here today to just to come back and to reaffirm and confirm that she is around you. I think you've questioned it. And was there somewhere you took her to feed the ducks or some sort of wildlife on water?
Yeah, always. She loved that.
Because that's one of the main things she's just showed me, which for me now confirms everything. And there would have been a diary or a book that she made notes in.
Yes, lots.
And a lot of it was private, but hey, she says, you know, whatever was written there, she did. And she just wants you to know that you think about her constantly. It's as if she's constantly right in front of your face here, and just so excited to be here. she's showing me some sort of a castle rampart. Did you take her anywhere like that, or was this a set that she was on? Or
Well, she had a balcony to her room too, actually, one at either end.
right, this is almost like a castle rampart. How can I explain it to you? Where they've got pillows and the soldiers would have shot arrows through them. Very English for me, but high, up high, she says, up high. And do you have any links to anywhere like Austria?
It's not Croatia.
And is that mountainous?
It's mountainous, and they have a border, share a border, I think. Yes.
Okay, because she just shows me the mountains and the fresh air, and to live your life, and
I love skiing.
Beautiful. And she just wants to touch you and just to say, hi, I'm here, and loads of love for you.
Lovely, beautiful, Pauline.
You're very welcome. And do you wear a like a funny old hat? Do you put a funny old hat on your head, either in the garden or wherever you're going?
Yes, always. I don't have hair.
So she talks about this funny old hat, but you know, celebrate with her because you gave her a wonderful start in life. Absolutely wonderful. You allowed her to be her, and I'm going to give you all this love that she's with tonight. And God bless you, and thank you for working with me.
Lovely, Pauline. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Gives me great pleasure to bring her forward. Okay, thank you very, very much for working with me. I'm going to move on because I've got a whole list here that I make notes before I start. And I've now got a male coming in, and he's very lean, and he shows me himself sort of late teens, I suppose. He looks, and he's diving and he's swimming, and there was a great love of this diving and swimming, but I feel there was an accident. I feel there was an accident, and I feel it was around water was what he's showing me. And it was a terrible accident, and that's what he keeps showing me. So can anybody understand this lovely person?
Let's see, nobody so far. Hopefully it's fairly clear what I wrote there.
It's almost as if I don't want to be in a swimming pool. It would have been like off the rocks, diving off the rocks, that type of thing, and there was an accident. I feel he hit his head, he went down, they got him, but they couldn't revive him, and I feel there was a neck injury that caused this.
Okay, not so far. Let's see, what do we have here? My son was a swimmer, not a diver. He fell, but not into the water. Okay, no, that wouldn't be it.
No, because I wrote down male, loves swimming, diving.
Okay. Don't see anybody yet. I have a mom who left just before the last reading, and she said, "Hi, I am going to have to leave in a few minutes, but I wanted to tell you if my Gabriel happens to come through, please let me know." 16-year-old sudden death, twin of Daryl, in September 2021. I don't know why I felt I had to tell you this, but I needed to say it to you. So if I don't say something to you, because this child might be, but I don't know anything more about him, might be her son. So I was just going to read that to you. It doesn't look like anybody else is identifying with it right now.
And I feel there was a summer log cabin by the side of a lake as well. I don't feel this is where this happened, but I feel that was somewhere where they would have holidayed. And I've just heard Canada, so whether whether he was from Canada or a link to Canada. I've just heard that as well. But definitely the first thing is loved swimming and diving. But if not, then I'll move on.
Okay.
Yes, love swimming and diving. Okay. There's one there.
Yeah,
From his iPhone. Can you see that one?
But he was a child, not a teenager. And then Corey says, we have a lake house and my son loved swimming, but the rest doesn't resonate. So
Yeah, and also, you know, Elizabeth, I was thinking maybe it's Darlene in Canada. She's not on the meeting today.
yeah, that's possible, but that was a kayaking accident. It wasn't
Yeah.
really a diving accident. But let's see. My son fell from a cliff into the river. We are from Canada. So Moira, maybe this is for you. Irene, could you find
Sure. Yes. Moira, can you speak, please?
Hello.
Hello.
It's
So it was definitely has to be an accident in the water.
Yes.
But I feel he hit his head.
Yes.
He hit his head, and that it would have rendered him unconscious. But I feel that he passed because of his injuries.
Yes, that's correct.
And real fun loving. Did he actually slip on something? Did he slip?
Yeah, we're not quite sure. He was by himself. So
all right. And he's just shouted back to me. He did like his own company.
yeah, that would be him.
He did like his own company. He was quite deep. I feel he was bright. He was clever. But he didn't reach his full potential. There was something holding him back, and whether it was a rebel in him or something in him that wouldn't let him reach that full potential. But he had everything in his fingertips. He could have had anything. But he just wants to say that it was an accident. I don't know if there was any question on that.
No, we thought it was an accident. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely an accident. And all right, has there been since his passing, or was there even when he was around a little girl that in the family?
Yeah, his niece.
Right, very, very fond of this kiddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that clarifies it for me then, because he's just said the child comes in here today. And did he actually do rock climbing as well, because he's now put ropes around himself?
No, he didn't.
Okay. But would have been very comfortable in a kayak on water.
Yeah, yes.
He would have been very comfortable like that. All right. He's now very quiet. So I don't know, as he got older, he became more subdued and deeper within himself.
No, I wouldn't say he was quiet.
Okay. Did you used to shout at him? Because he tells me she used to shout at me. Did he need shouting at?
Yeah, quite often.
And did you? It's a funny thing to show me. He's gone into what we would call a larder, and he's found bags of dried fruit that you'd put in cakes, and he's eating it, like currants and stuff like that.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Almost like he got in the cupboard to eat the prunes or whatever it is was in the cupboard. That's what he showed me as well. But if you don't understand it, but you understand everything else, then
yes,
then I'm going to say he's definitely for you. Particularly as he mentioned the little girl.
Yeah, he loved her.
But you know, dry your tears now. Dry your tears. And take a deep breath and and look back at what you have had, because that's important to him. Okay. Do you have in your house, or is there like a stained glass window? Do you know what I mean? Like a glass, but it's got coloured glass in it.
I know what you mean, but I can't think of anything in our house.
Was it somewhere else? Because it's like bulrushes. We call them bulrushes, those brown things, and swans. Just showing it to me. I don't know if this is something that you see somewhere or what that means.
And one of my brothers makes stained glass.
That'll do me. That's fine. As long as there's a link there, then that's fine. And life's been a bit of a merry-go-round, and he said things will settle. Things will settle. And lots of love. Blows a kiss to you. Thank you for working with me.
Thank you so much, Pauline.
Very, very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. That's lovely. All right. So I have another male coming forward, and I want some sort of accident, a crushing, but I don't know if he was a mechanic under a car or if he got crushed in a car. But he said under the car, crushed. That's the words he came in with and said to me. Again, I don't know where I want to put this one. Could even be 20s, 22, 26, something like that. Full of life. But it's this feeling of my chest is hurting, where I feel he was crushed. So does anybody understand this young one?
Cindy does. Let's see. Cindy says, my son Kevin. So this is when you were saying male accident, crushed under car. So she's saying yes again. Maybe we could unmute.
Sure.
Cindy.
Yes, I've asked her to unmute.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Hi, Cindy. There she is.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so was he under the car or was he crushed in a car?
Crushed in the car.
In the car. And this is
Yep.
chest injuries here, right on
Yes.
the chest. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And did they actually have to cut the roof off of this thing to get him out?
Yes.
Thank you. I'd just like to clarify it, but I feel that it was almost instant that this happened. And were you worrying if he was in pain?
Yes.
Because he says it was so quick, and he talks about a white bright light. I've often wondered about this, if that is what they see. And he talks about this white bright light, and he was gone. And so this, he said it felt like pressure on his chest, and then it felt like an upliftment, almost like floating up, almost like your higher self comes forwards. And he says it was the most amazing feeling. But he, in his conscious mind, he was thinking about his family and what would they think, what would they say. And he says that he could be a bit of a fast driver when he wanted to be.
Oh yeah.
And he was told about it many times. Was there some water, or was it wet, or something wrong with the surface?
No. Well, yes and no. The accident caused an oil slip.
It caused an oil.
Yes.
So that's this wet I'm seeing. Okay, all
Yes.
right. He looks as if he wore sort of baggy type of clothes, but fashionable. And I feel money went through his hands quite quickly.
Yes.
And he would have always wanted to sort of either get some more from you or anybody else that would lend it to him. And he had such a way with him that people would help him. He's hilarious. as he stands here, and he's also showing me old cars. So did he have anything to do with like old cars, wrecked cars, or because he's standing on the bonnet of one now?
He raced motorcycles, but had several cars that he did work on, as well as motorcycles.
Right. Okay. And okay, these motorbikes,
Mhm.
they're he's showing me he was really fast on these,
Extremely.
and he won trophies for it.
Yes, he raced semi-pro.
And he would have had, he says, oh, it looks almost like a racing leather that he would have worn.
Yes, his obituary had that on.
And he said that he was so proud, and the crowd would roar, and he'd come out, and that would egg him on to go even faster. But he had no fear. He had no fear, and that's what made him special. That's what made him as quick as he was. And he said just a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
But he comes to sort of talk and to, he said if he could turn back time he would, but the experience he had in his short life, he said, was amazing. Amazing. Did he ever play guitar, or did he like guitars?
He never, no.
Right. He's showing me an electric guitar. So does that belong to somebody, or was that somewhere he went where there were electric guitars?
It probably belonged to his friend Anthony.
Right. Okay. And did anybody cut a record or do a record recording? Even
Not
if it
that
was
I'm aware of.
even if it was for fun. I know you can cut them for fun.
Oh, not a record, but Kevin, he liked recording himself. And he would go like to the motorcycle places, and he'd record, like if there was someone famous there, he'd record his outing. So that's not a record, but it's a recording.
A recording. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. And something about a star. A star. Do you look in the sky for a star? Is that?
Yes. And there's a Christmas ornament that he kept touching during Christmas that we've kept out on the lamp. And he moves that, and it looks like a star when it moves around.
Okay. Just a full of life, wonderful, wonderful young man.
Yes.
And he said he can ride as fast as he likes now because it doesn't matter for him now because he's safe. So and he just shows me a girl with her leg done up. So has somebody had a problem with their ankle or their foot?
Me.
You, is it? Well, you're a girl.
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I tripped over something the other week, and yeah.
Okay. Just shows me that, just confirmation that he's there, because I'm a great one
Right.
for giving you evidence, and I need to do that. And okay. And a small book he hands me. Was there a small book to do with anything to do with him that I feel it was? I don't know whether it's a small Bible or a religious type of a book.
Peter Rabbit.
It's Peter Rabbit.
It's Peter Rabbit. Yeah.
Okay.
I still have that.
All right. And it just lovely, just beautiful energy, lovely, lovely young man. And thank you so much. He was one of the first ones to come in. I wrote that down quite early. And thank you for working with me. And I hope it's made your heart a little lighter.
It has. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I have a child here now, and she was a little girl, and a very pretty little kid, and she was chubby. She's got a little dress on. She's got hair that's got a bit of a curl in it, but she's not blonde. It's sort of like she's nowhere near as dark as I am, but but her hair's very shiny and curly. And she's got a little flower in her hand, and I feel she was fascinated with the petals of flowers. And she just hands it to me. But I don't feel this little one reached 4 years of age.
We don't have anyone. Oh, so Jackie is saying my daughter 3, almost 4. So everything else fits for you, Jackie, then? The dark hair, curly, very pretty. I'm sure she's pretty. Wavy hair. Okay, let's find Jackie, Irene, if we can.
Okay, I asked her to unmute.
Okay, great.
Hi, Jackie.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. And do you understand her fascination with the flowers?
Yes.
And I don't know if she picked them in the garden, but she's like a little doll.
Yes.
That's the feeling I get with her. But I don't feel she certainly doesn't feel as if she would have reached 4 or more.
I didn't quite get that. What did you say?
I don't feel she reached her 4th birthday. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No. She was 2 weeks away from turning 4.
Right. Okay. As she comes in, I feel that she would have loved to be cuddled, because I can see her trying to climb up on a lap. Pretty things fascinated her, and I feel she likes things in her hair. I don't know what she's putting in her hair, but I feel she liked things in her hair. She has soft toys, which she's handing to me, and puts her arms up as if she wants me to pick her up.
Yes, because she had a breathing problem. Okay. And every time she gets fatigued, she will put her arms up.
Arms up. That's what she's doing to me. She's putting her arms up. And this, was it some form of an what do I want to call it? Asthma.
It was pulmonary hypertension.
Right. Okay. And would she have had a pump or something to try and help her?
Yes.
Okay. But in hot weather, hot weather didn't agree with her. She got very tired.
Yes, she would get tired on exertion.
But she was absolutely perfect. And I want to say to you, on her passing, she looked as if she was just asleep.
She was in an induced coma.
Okay. She comes forwards to thank you for what you did or what you tried to do. Did she ever have to go into a wheelchair or something you would have pushed her around in?
No, it was her stroller, because she couldn't walk so much.
Yeah, that's because I know she couldn't walk, and I can, but it's the beautiful eyes and the putting up of the hands that makes me want to cry. And a flower, she has this flower, and I don't know if you've got a picture of her holding a flower, but she keeps showing me that.
I actually have a picture of her with some flowers, because she loves some flowers.
Yeah, thank you very much. She just floated in. She was one of the last ones on my list, so she just floated into the energy here. And this was your daughter?
Yes, my only child.
So little girl, daughter, and again around this time is a celebration in your family.
Oh yes, my mother-in-law's her sister is their birthday is coming up.
And can I ask you, have you thought you heard her chuckling, laughing?
Yes.
Because she says she laughed, but she wants you to know now that she's not got any pain. I mean, do you have, she hands me this white horse, but it's like a unicorn type of a My Little Pony, something like that. Did she have anything like that she liked?
She had a toy that was a white horse.
Okay, that's confirming it for me. And just so much love, and dry your tears, because she's here, and I'm so pleased I can give her to you.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Do you have at the moment an elderly member of the family not very well?
Yes.
Because she talked about that, but there must also be an older man, a grandfather, we would call them grandfathers, in the spirit world, because he has hold of her hand.
Well, I never met my granddad, so I don't know.
Okay, it just has hold of her hand, and she has a daisy necklace around her neck, and she plays all the time. So I'm so pleased that you could accept this beautiful child, and thank you very much. Thank you for working with her.
Thank you so much, Pauline. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Well, I've gone through my list, so now I've still got a couple of minutes. Have I still got a couple of minutes?
Well, I was going to make sure that I ask everyone who's present who got a reading to consider sending me a validation story about Pauline, and then sending me a picture of your child, because I love to put these in the newsletter. And it's always wonderful for other parents to read about them and to understand about the fact that these kids come through in the meetings. A lot of times when you do have readings in these meetings, you might not remember something that at the time, and then after, so many times people say, oh my gosh, I remember everything. I now know where everything that she or he was saying, where it's coming from. So it's always fun to read about that. So if you'd like to, my email is elizabeth@helpingparentsheal.org, which is really easy. So if you could send it to me, I'll use it in the March newsletter. And it's always a nice thing to be able to do for our mediums as well, who are so kind to donate their time and energy free of charge. And Pauline will be coming back again on the 5th of April. So we'd like to say that as well. And do you have any closing words that you wanted to say, Pauline?
It's been a great honor to work for Helping Parents Heal. And I want you to know how much it touches me, bringing through your children as it touches you yourself, because without the humility that I work with, I wouldn't be able to do this job. And these little kids stay with me, and I smile. And I'm sat in my center at the moment, and it's clicking and banging. And those of you who know me know this happens up here in the center, and it's just a great honor to be able to share your lives and to bring you some closure on unhappy times, and to let you know that these beautiful, beautiful youngsters that belong to you all are safe. And God bless you all, and thank you for working with me.
Oh, thank you so much, Pauline.
Beautiful.
And write my email in the chat box. Again, it's just having these validation stories in these newsletters, and there's always so many about Pauline, which is wonderful because she brings through so many children during these meetings. It's just such a wonderful thing for all of us. So if it's possible, please do so. As I say, I'm just writing it right now.
Yeah. And again, we always say that when one of us gets a reading from a medium from Pauline, it's as if we've all gotten one, because it's just proof that our children are here and they're present.
And all of our kids are together. They're having a blast. But I just want everybody to know that the ones who come through, the other ones are pushing them forward because they know that their parents need it so badly. So all of your kids are working together and they're all so compassionate and so concerned about making sure that these messages get through. Again, all of the messages are for all of us. A lot of piggybacking occurs with people recognizing messages that come through for other parents as well. So I truly appreciate it, Pauline. I appreciate all of you for being here today, a little earlier than normal, but it's wonderful to have these meetings earlier in the day. And again, we always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you.
Thank you, Pauline.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Pauline.
much.
Thank you, Pauline. Gracias.
Thank you, Pauline.
Thank
Pauline,
you,
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Gracias.
very much.
Bye,
Appreciate
everybody.
you.
Thank you, everyone.